3, 2, 1.
Good morning as Carla Marie switches out her headphones to see if maybe the microphone on a different pair of headphones sounds good. Are you plugged in, Carla Marie? Nope, not yet. So we'll just...
Wait, well, can you hear me?
We can hear you, yeah.
Does it sound better?
Sounds fine to me. I mean, it's not going to sound as good as this $300 microphone, but it sounds pretty good. Damn, look at that. Pale Girl Can't Draw. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Josh from Indy, another 5 gifted subs. Lisa, thank you very much for a gifted sub. Jen as well. Damn. Another 5 from Sweet Treats by V. Or Sweet Eats by V. Sorry about that.
Oh my God, what's
coming
happening?
in with 10.
We're 3 away from our sub goal.
Jeez.
Did you guys plan this?
This is insane. Thank you very, very, very much.
Whoa, Jay Rose, you probably don't remember me, but I'm Shuttle Bus Jason's kid. What's
Oh,
up?
that's awesome. Hi. First time
How's your
chat.
dad?
And I think in just that amount of time, in a couple minutes, we knocked out all 5 levels of the hype train.
There might be alcohol in this place.
Yeah, level 5 complete. That's awesome, which is great. Thank you again, JC Detail, for more gifted subs.
So we just end the show now?
Yeah, we're done. We just go home. No. Oh, and the sub goal is met. Thank you very much,
We
Liz
hit
from
it.
Connecticut.
You guys, that is freaking nuts.
That is really,
We
really
did not
cool.
think we were going to do that, especially because we're not here the whole month of September.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw it in the chat, Carla Marie, but when JC Detail just gifted his last 2 subs, one of them went to my account, which is logged in on a phone somewhere.
Excuse me.
What?
Why aren't you subscribing to our channel?
Well, it doesn't make sense for me to subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, but it makes us look cooler because we have more subs.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it does. I think I also canceled my Amazon Prime account. So
You can sub from our business credit card.
okay, that makes sense then. Let's see.
Reb Ash, thank you very much.
And Zadie, thank you very much for that as well. So I've actually been very excited, even though I'm going to go grab the terrible Lebanese alcohol again. I was going through, there's a box that I've got behind me to the right, and it was a box from my parents' attic that had just a bunch of stuff. It said Anthony on it, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to go through. I'm sure some of this stuff is just straight up garbage, which a lot of it was.
Right.
But I found a couple things I've been saving for whenever I do have a house and have like a man cave or a sports room or something like that. And I have all these Yankees shot glasses from the last season at the old stadium, at old Yankee Stadium, and the first season at the new Yankee Stadium. I made sure to buy as many like things from those 2 seasons as I could.
Yeah.
So I've got my Yankees shot glass ready to go.
I'll allow those to come back to the house.
I also found...
I'm finding out if there's alcohol here, and then I'll tell everyone where I am.
I also found this book by The Rock. And the reason this book is significant is because, A, I got it signed by The Rock when he was at Ridgewood, or in Ridgewood at Bookends, which is the bookstore we have here that does all the signings. But there was a picture that I've been looking for forever. And
You have it?
I found it. It's a picture of me when I must have been 12. And I thought that I was dressing like The Rock, when really it was just an ugly t-shirt and a championship belt.
I don't see you.
Hold on.
Oh. Did you get a picture with The Rock?
No. They weren't. They were just doing signings.
I need that photo, like.
So I think
I'm
gonna post it today.
Okay. Well,
And the
pictures
kid
aren't
right
in
here
line
next
on
to me,
purpose.
this guy right here next to me is who I got arrested with the first time when I got kicked out of MetLife Stadium forever, or the Meadowlands forever.
So you've been arrested 3 times.
Well, the first time it wasn't like fully arrested. I was contained. No, detained. Detained. Yeah, I wasn't in a container. I guess I was. But I jumped into the ring after King of the Ring when it was at Continental Airlines Arena, and they didn't appreciate that. So they tackled my ass to the ground. A bunch of gigantic security guards. I mean, I was pummeled for a good 30 seconds. That's just not fun. And then they carried me basically by my neck to a holding cell in the back.
How old were you?
16. It was right before I got my license. But here's the crazy part. At that point in time, cell service wasn't really very good. And my phone, it sounded like a lie when I was telling the security guards because they had to let me out with my parents because I was still a minor. And they kept calling my family's house, but our phone lines were down. And then they're like, well, does your mom have a cell phone? And I gave them my mom's cell phone number and told them that we get no reception in Ridgewood. And I was stuck there for like 3 hours until they let me call my cousin to come pick me up. But yeah, that was the first time I was apprehended.
Did your mom want to kill you?
A little bit. I mean, it wasn't the proudest moment.
You can go back now because it's a whole new building.
No, so I wasn't just kicked out of Continental Airlines Arena or Izod. I was kicked out of the Meadowlands with a lifetime ban.
Wait, but there's no way.
No, but I mean, listen, technically that lifetime ban is still in effect. However, I graduated from there. I used to go watch Seton Hall basketball games there.
If I ever go with you there,
yeah.
If I happen to go to like a Seton Hall basketball game, I guess there's no arena there anymore.
No.
If I ever do, I'm going to be like, this guy's banned and see what happens.
All they were able to do is take my name because they couldn't take a picture of me because I was still 16. So because I was a minor, that kind of saved me. Although the funniest part to me was, have you ever been in like a backstage area or a warehouse and they've got a little dry erase board and it'll say something like days since last incident? They had like 200 days or something written up there, and I literally had to watch the security guard go up and erase
200 days is impossible.
It was something crazy. It was over 100 days without an incident, and at least in Continental, in the arena. I don't know about the rest of the Meadowlands, but I saw him erase it, and he was very defeated. I think that's what he was most mad about.
Megan said, my cousin was kicked out of the whole state of Maryland. He can't go back.
But like, how do they even, it's really what happens. I can answer the question I was about to ask. If I got in trouble again at the Meadowlands and they ran my information again, specifically there, then I would be actually arrested for trespassing. Just like
I bet they didn't even have a computer system back then, though.
It was just a notepad.
They have to go through their Rolodex.
Yeah. A little detective with a Dick Tracy hat. He comes in. Let me see where this guy was at.
Zadie said, can you wear a disguise to get in? I think the disguise is him now because I don't think you look the same as you did when you were 16.
Yeah, I think the disguise was just age. That was it. Good morning, Dave C. Thanks for hanging and highlighting your message. My
sister T is in the chat saying all the things, and one of them is, Anthony, I am shocked by your actions.
Oh, well, they get worse over time.
But so yesterday we had a family dinner at my house. Anthony came over and my sister kept saying, I want to know how to get on the train.
And use the coins.
And she's like, what are you saying? And she's like, I want to know how to get on the train and use the coins. And I was like, the hype train? And she's like, yes. So I'm actually have to send her the whole video we did about it, which is available on YouTube. But I need to figure out her entire subscription thing and my mom, because my mom signed up with her email for some reason, and it's been a giant cluster.
Hey,
Captain Morgan.
I was going to say, did you find alcohol? All right. You got to, well,
listen, shot glass?
Your shot is still going to be much better than mine. So let me go get my alcohol and my shot glass.
Okay.
Are you going anywhere?
I'll explain where I am. Huh?
Are you going anywhere?
No, I'm going to explain where I am.
Okay, perfect.
So I am coming to you live from the offices of Starcom Fiber, which is the company that my brother owns, and my sister, younger sister, and my niece work here. T's daughter, who's in the chat, her daughter works here. And I came here because the Wi-Fi is best, but then realized I forgot my computer charger. Thank you, ma'am. My sister's just getting me things. I forgot my computer charger, so then we went to Target and Best Buy to see if we can get me one. Don't have it, so I'm using my sister's Surface, my shitty headphones, not my microphone that I only packed for this trip. And I also had to come here because if I do the show from home, my dad sits there at the dining room table and just talks and ignores the fact that I'm doing a live show. So here I am. I am in Millburn, New Jersey, I think. I think I'm in Millburn. And they apparently have Captain Morgan in the freezer. So, yeah.
So they have Captain Morgan in the office just hanging out?
I guess. I mean, they have clients come by and stuff.
True. Asher's Mom 22, thank you very much for the subscription with Prime. Let's see. Gabby T Paz. I can't read that from
I would
here.
say Gabita.
Gabita Paz 0295. Thank you very much for the subscription with Prime as well. I do love seeing, obviously, all the subscriptions make us feel fantastic, but knowing that people can use their Prime subscriptions at no extra cost to them to send us some money is always great because we're just stealing money from Amazon, basically.
A lot of people ask me how I like the Surface. Thank you, Nick. I'm using my sister's Surface, and I actually like it. It's way nicer than the one you had.
Well, she has the actual Surface that's like a tablet, basically, right? With the kickstand in the back?
No.
I'm going to have to see, because I had the Surface Book. I had a full laptop.
It's a laptop.
Oh, okay. Mine is also 5 years old at this point.
Yeah.
This is the shot glass I was talking about, by the way. I'll show it to Carla Marie first.
Oh, that's
I'll slide it over here. So it's the old Yankee Stadium, 1923 to 2008. And I went to either 3 of the last 4 or 4 of the last 5 games at the old Yankee Stadium. You okay there, Carla?
I don't think I'm going to be able to do it.
Have you never had Captain Morgan?
Not since I was at Queen's Tavern in 2010.
Oh, man. Captain and Coke is still a great drink. Yeah, I went to a couple of the last games at the old Yankee Stadium. I'm looking at Lunchbox Lob in the chat who said, I hate the Yankees, but it's really cool. And then I actually went to the first game played at the new Yankee Stadium, but it wasn't an official game. They played 2 games against the Cubs because that's who they opened the old stadium against. And it was 2 exhibition games, like spring training games, that they wanted to make sure everything worked, which it didn't. So I went to one of those, and then I was really mad because at the time, iHeartRadio had Yankees tickets. And I used to get them all the time at the old stadium when like it was the middle of the summer and no one wanted to go. But all of a sudden, to open up the new stadium, all of these fake Yankee fans decided to go. I mean, there were people who were unbelievably passionate Mets fans who got tickets to go see Yankees opening day at the new stadium. And I was so mad because all they do the rest of the season is talk crap about the Yankees.
Of course. Everyone wants the clout. This was in the freezer, so it is completely frozen. I saw someone say put it on ice. And then Danny B said, good morning, Carla Marie. Did you find any exciting treasures besides all of your ski gear at your parents' house? Because I posted that I'm selling my ski gear. Check it out on my story if you want some ski gear. And boy, do I have treasures. I only brought one with me today. Over the next, when we get back from Spain, I'm bringing some stuff back to Seattle. Going to be amazing.
Let's see. Did you sell those skis yet?
So I have to look because I know my cousin was interested, and I have to look and see if anyone else said it. Because someone was like, "I'll buy it all for $100," and I was like, "No, this is $1,000 worth of stuff that I'm selling for $300."
Yeah. Did you say firm on price?
I didn't. But
See, that's
I'm
what
just
I have to do on offer up when I'm like, I'm not selling this for anything less. Firm on price. All right.
Speaking of, wait till I tell you about the black hole I went down on social media last night, and I have a new business venture for us, and I'm not even joking.
Okay.
We're doing this.
Okay. Do you have your shot, Carla Marie? All right. Cheers. This is going to be so bad. It's like there's a fire in my mouth. I'm going to chase it down with some protein.
Part of me wishes we never got on the train today.
Whew. Actually, when you mix it with protein, it's like a Rumplemints. Man, that's bad. I'll tell you what, as much as I love my heritage and the motherland, this is not good. Kafraya arak.
Oh,
Man, it's not good. All right. Woo! Now that that's done.
I also came here because I'm supposed to work out. They have a gym here.
Okay.
Like a full gym. It's got this machine. Like this one.
Which
You
one?
put the big weights on it and you go like this.
You do this a squat machine?
It's a rack. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be
So
I think what you're talking about is a Smith machine. Like,
But now I don't know that I can do it.
Yeah, listen, I've worked out almost every single show after we take some shots and drink. You can do it. Because you still got like 40 minutes for that shot to kind of get out of your system. It's only one shot,
my brother was like, want to get lunch after this?
Are you scratching your armpits?
Yeah, it was itchy.
Thank you, Tracy B_NJ for the subscription with Prime. Appreciate that very much. And for anyone who is just joining us today, maybe they weren't with us, this will be our last show for the month of September, which sounds extreme, but really we're just off next week. We'll be back on October 4th, I believe, which is a Monday. We are going to Spain, which is going to be a lot of fun. Don't worry about the cats. There's a house sitter that's going to be in Carla Marie's place the whole time we're gone.
Don't try to break in.
Yeah, so don't try to like steal a cat. Actually, if you want to steal 2 of them, you're more than welcome.
Don't touch my babies.
So, because Carla Marie is getting closer and closer to actually adopting 2 more cats, and that worries me very much. This is actually a pretty strong disagreement between the 2 of us.
Are we going to do this now? I don't know that we should.
We could do. I don't care. Listen, I like the cats. I think they're great. I just don't know how I feel about 4 cats in one house. Thank you to Danny B714 for the extending your tier 1 subscription through November. Thank you very much. How do you feel, Carla Marie? Tell everyone.
I feel like we've had 4 cats. Well, we had 6 cats for a month and a half, and we've had 4 cats at least for 3 months, and we already know how it is, and it's fine. It's actually only going to get easier because they're pretty crazy right now because they're kittens. Like, think about it. Caroline and Max do nothing.
Yeah. Okay, well, did you want 4 do-nothing cats hanging around the house?
Yeah, because they'll cuddle. I like that part. So
I am very much against it. A lot of people are saying 4 is a lot.
4 cats is 5 cats too many.
Yeah, I also do want my bathroom back at some point.
Court, you'll have your bathroom back.
Because that's what, if you can shift and move to your right a little bit, Carla Marie. No, other way. No, right there is good.
Okay.
Thank you.
What's right? I went when you told me it was wrong when I went right.
Okay, go to the right. There you go. You're perfect. Now you're in the middle of this screen. So, again, I don't dislike the cats. I think Erica and John are really cute kittens, blah, 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 all that good stuff. What people might not know about the living situation in Carla Marie's place is there's a half bath downstairs. And the half bath downstairs has been like my area. That's my personal space. It's where I keep all of my toiletries and stuff. And it's also where I get my quiet time. I'll just close that bathroom door. It's in the corner. There's no, it's like not on the street, like not on the street side of the house. And I've lost that now for like 4 months. And I think my mental health is suffering because I don't have my quiet place.
Okay. But they won't be living in that bathroom forever. The girls don't live in a bathroom. And this is probably a good time to tell you that I transformed the studio into their current room and wrapped your shoe boxes in sheets.
What?
I moved all the wires away, put everything away. All the wires, everything, unplug things, and your shoe boxes are wrapped in sheets, and that's where they're living while we're gone.
Why?
Because overnight, I didn't want them to be in such a cramped little space, and because our house sitter is there with her sister, and I figured they needed the extra bathroom.
So what you're telling me is I've got way more work to get the studio ready when we get back.
No, because I actually started doing it over the weekend before we did the show, and each morning I had to retransform the studio, and it was fine.
Okay. Well,
because I didn't want you to tell me not to do it.
I don't really know what to say. Okay.
What are you doing?
I was just adjusting the camera a little bit. Well, there's really nothing I can do about that. Listen, when we get back, as long as you put everything back the way it was, I don't really care.
Yeah, and I tested it, and they actually loved it, and there's a camera in there, and I still watch him just to check, and they literally slept for 8 hours without moving last night.
Yeah, Dennis brings up a good point in the Twitch chat. So my bedroom is now just a big litter box.
They don't really use the litter box overnight.
Oh, man. No, and forever, I'm actually not that mad. It's just, I'm just also not surprised. I should be, but I'm not.
Well, now I can show you all the cute videos I have of them. John went up to the camera yesterday and he was sniffing it, and then he put his butt on it.
Okay, I don't need to see the videos. I'm okay. So, but let's get back to the fact. Let's get back to the point, the main point here.
83 Marie Smith said, "This is better than reality TV since it's real life and not scripted."
It is totally real life. So, what is going to happen when someone actually wants to adopt these kittens?
Nothing, because they're not gonna.
Do you really think you're keeping all of the kittens?
Yes.
Is that like made up already? Is that you've made that?
Yeah,
choice?
the only reason I haven't signed adoption papers is because you're like, oh, I don't know if it's a good idea, and I'm trying to really respect your opinion.
Because I really don't
but
think.
Part of me doesn't care.
I don't think it's a good idea. Like even yesterday we visited Carla Marie's parents' house, or I visited Carla Marie's parents' house. Your whole family was over, and you brought up the kittens. You brought up the holidays, and how last year around the holidays we each flew back with a kitten. I flew back with Max. You flew back with Caroline.
Okay, we flew back together.
Yeah,
but
okay. But we were responsible for a kitten each.
Yeah.
And the reason we did that is because you're only allowed to fly with one pet, correct?
Up till a certain age, you can put two in a carrier. Like if I flew over the next few months with Erica and John, they could go in the same carrier and I could take them both.
But still, even with that little caveat, flying back with all four is impossible at this point.
Right.
Especially with just two people.
But
So we were even talking about this yesterday. It doesn't make sense to have 4 kittens because it's going to throw off everything that you want to do.
no, because I already probably wasn't taking Caroline and Max back this holiday
You're just going to
season.
leave them?
Like I did the other 4 years that I've had them. Yes, they have a sitter because they made it very clear. Well, Max made it very clear she does not want to be around the family last holidays. So I would do what I did every year before it and just leave them there. Part of the reason I took them last year is because I was convinced that the world was going to absolutely shut down and I wasn't going to be able to get home from them.
Because of the pandemic?
A fly just landed on your head.
What?
It left.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, there it is.
But yeah, because of the pandemic. But I could take Erica and John back just to get them used to traveling because they're little if I wanted to. Or they all just keep each other company and have a cute little kitty Christmas.
Okay.
But like traveling with cats, flying with cats is not like what I envisioned my future to be. Like taking cats with me all over the world.
Listen, living with 4 cats in general is not what I envisioned my future to be either.
Okay. Sweet Caro said, "I'd like to imagine this is the meanest your fights ever get."
For the most part.
Yeah. It's normally one of us going, "I don't think it's a good idea, but if you want to do it, I'll do it."
Yeah, that's about it. Let's see. Danny B said, "Leave them at home. It's harder on us than on them."
Yeah, exactly. It's 100% true.
Gwen
Everyone told me that.
Kirkland. I like this comment on Twitch. I did my road trip this summer with my cat. He learned to adjust to the car, but 2 or more would have been difficult.
Well, I already am screwed there.
Yeah, I can't imagine taking 4 cats in a car and the awful sounds they'd make the whole time.
They'd get used to it. But someone just said, Tacoma Swifty said, "Doesn't seem like Caroline and Max are used to them yet." I'm going to show this. Can you see that?
Kind of, yeah. It's Max laying down on Carla Marie and then Erica laying down on top of Max, right?
So, yeah.
Let's see. Jolly Russian Buddhist. That's my brother. Said I drove to North Carolina with 3 cats. What?
He also
when did
said
you have 3 cats?
he also said that 4 cats are basically just like having 4 living lamps.
No, it's not that easy. Oh, his friend Abe's cats. That was also for a move, so you're going like one way. It's not really like a road trip.
Okay, biggest question is, would we still be able to foster? And the answer is unlikely, which is honestly my only con at this point, is that I couldn't continue to foster. I do keep thinking that, am I going to live in Seattle forever? Probably not. So I wouldn't be able to help Motley Zoo in that way forever anyway.
But there are organizations.
Yeah. And I'll likely have a bigger house wherever else I live, but then I can have a bathroom for those kids to go in.
Likely. You don't even have a job. You're likely going to have a bigger house?
Because it'll be cheaper to live there in Seattle. And by there, I mean anywhere else. So if we have like 3 bathrooms, one could be a cat bathroom.
What? Why would we have a cat bathroom?
For fosters.
This is all stupid. This is a good question, though, from Sweet Caro 9. Where else would you want to live?
Anywhere but Texas and Florida.
I don't know. There's some pretty cool places. I know the political reasons to not moving to Texas or Florida, but homes are pretty cheap there, and there's some pretty cool places in Texas. I'll tell you what, when I was on Lake Travis outside of Austin,
I believe it.
I was telling all my friends I'm going to move there.
But not selling my soul or my uterus to live in one of those places.
No one's going to buy your uterus.
So, for that reason, I'm out.
But I think, let's see, your sister wants you to move to North Arlington, New Jersey.
I know. Yesterday, my family was like, so did you want to have family dinner so you can tell us you're moving back here? I was like, no.
Why did you want to have a family dinner? Just to get everyone together?
Let's go to this topic now. We'll get back to the cats. We'll let you know. Maybe when we adopt them. So I last week was like, hey, can we have family dinner when I'm back in New Jersey? Because I knew I was only here for like 3 nights. There, like anytime I come back here, it's either a week or I'm here for an event where I see my whole family. And I knew that there wasn't going to be an event and I was going to have to go figure out everyone's schedule, blah, blah, blah. And they're always having family dinners on random nights of the week. And I'm in the group chat that's like, who's coming over today? And I'm like, screw you guys. So I said, can we have family dinner? So there's all these rumblings in the family, like, it's kind of weird that Carla Marie wanted to have family dinner. She never wants to have family dinner, blah, blah, blah. I'm getting texts like, are you announcing something? I'm like, you guys need to chill out. And they all were like ready yesterday, and it was just a lame, boring family dinner.
Yeah, there was no announcement of any sort.
No.
Let's see. But to go back to the conversation about where we would want to move, there are definitely some places that we have discussed. The problem with Seattle, as much as we both love Seattle, is when there's nothing, like we were there because we moved for a job. And then that anchor, the thing that was anchoring us to Seattle, was removed. And now we can do what we do from anywhere.
Right.
And there might be other options for us elsewhere in the country. And as much as I love Seattle, it is just very far from everyone else that we know. And yes, we've made some good friends in Seattle, and I've loved living there. I mean, the past 5 years living in Seattle have been some of the better years of my life. But at the same time, it's super freaking far from everyone else that I know around the country. I mean, I have family in Florida, New Jersey, and LA, and LA is the closest. But I don't even have that much family there. But I think some of the places that were discussed were LA.
Yep.
Which, again, yes, it's far from New Jersey, but there's also a bigger core of people that I know in the Los Angeles area. My cousins Rudy and Habib and Michelle and Greg, and there's a bunch of people and a bunch of friends from.
So I'd say LA and San Diego, like as a possibility.
Yeah, and my friend Sean just moved to San Diego, so like that's pretty close. Then I randomly threw out Vegas, mainly because I've got season tickets to go see the Raiders now. But it's also pretty cheap to move out there.
I mean, we could have a whole wing of the house for cats there.
No, they don't allow that in Las Vegas. It's against the law.
My front runner for a place to live is Arizona, specifically the Scottsdale area. Like that's where.
But we don't really know anyone there.
I know, but it's like closer to New Jersey, and the weather's great if it's not the summer, and I love it there.
Yeah, but is it cheap to live there? Because remember, we don't have real jobs.
It's way more affordable than Seattle.
Well, that's every market other than maybe 3 in America. Other than New York, San Francisco, and maybe like the really expensive places in the LA area.
Yeah.
Everything else is cheaper than Seattle.
Yeah. A lot of people saying Scottsdale's expensive, but like when I've looked up houses, it's compared to what we're paying. No. Well, like I can sell my house. I can sell my house in Seattle and buy 2 houses in Scottsdale.
Well, and it's all relative.
Which is not.
I mean, the real estate market, I'm sure, because every state that I've been in, I've heard people complaining about the housing prices going up, but then you have to compare it to wherever you own a house at the moment. I mean, if you're in the middle of Nebraska right now, houses are probably way cheaper than they are in Seattle.
Yeah.
But if you're in Seattle and you're going to Scottsdale, I mean, it probably is significantly cheaper.
Elizabeth said, will you keep your Seattle home? And that's the thing. Like, I don't want to sell my Seattle home. I want to be able to rent it and at least have it just pay for mortgage and like any fees and then continue to make money on it because it is a new home and the price is going up. So I'm trying to keep that in mind that I can't use the money from the sale of that house to buy another house, but it will be covering my mortgage. So, and we're also looking into like there's loans you can get as a small business owner to get a mortgage. You don't need to have like an actual payroll or paycheck. You can actually buy a home as a small business, which a lot of people don't know. So we're looking into that because I really don't want to rent anywhere. Mm-hmm. So that's part of the reason why, like, I think we haven't just up and moved.
Yeah. And it is getting more expensive everywhere. But again, it's all relative regardless of where you are. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's right. We can rent Erica's grandparents' house that we vacationed at in Scottsdale. And then there's this comment from Madison in the Twitch chat that says, what did I miss about Texas? Let me sell you on Austin. And Austin is a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people I know in Texas that love living there.
Jen said, I closed loans in Nebraska and Nebraska prices are crazy. They're going $15,000 to $25,000 over asking.
Where is this?
Nebraska.
But again, even if it's $15,000 or $25,000 more than asking, you're comparing it to the rest of the country, it's still going to be relatively cheap.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there are expensive areas in Nebraska and Kansas and Missouri and all the other states in the middle of the country that have zip codes that are expensive. But I'm saying an average of the entire state.
My brother's just out there making faces at me, so.
Okay.
Yes, agreed. But then I'd say that's it. Like, I don't think we want to move anywhere it's cold. Although we have said we would just move to Montana. Say, fuck it.
I do. I love Montana. I would like to own property in Montana at some point, like a house that I can live in for half the year. But I really don't know if I'd be able to survive like a real Montana winter on my own because where I'd want my house is in the middle of nowhere.
Right. And if I could pick my perfect living situation, it would be Seattle from May, June through the end of October, and then Arizona for the rest of the year. Like, that's what I would do.
Again, we don't have jobs, so
I'm just saying, I am dreaming.
There was something else here in the chat that I saw a second ago. Oh, yes, Heather said to move to Nashville so that we could be near Ricky. So there's a lot of people that I love in Nashville, actually. Our old boss, Jared, is down there. He loves it living down there. Our friends from the Bobby Bones show are all down there, obviously. Our friend Nada's down there. So there's a lot of people in Nashville. Our friend Dax, who plays for the Nashville soccer team, all of them are down in Nashville. So I would 100%, if it made sense, I would 100% move to Nashville. I'm not saying you have to move down there. I'm saying I would move down there.
Are there views in Nashville? No.
Views? I mean, they've got lakes and stuff down there. But no, you're never going to get the views that we get in Seattle outside of like Seattle and maybe Salt Lake City in terms of a big city. Because there really is nowhere like those places.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of anywhere else. But Ricky's in here now. Ricky, Anthony's moving to Nashville.
Yep. I'm moving in with Ricky. Milwaukee Tom said, I think it's time y'all move to Wisconsin.
Why is that?
Yeah, Ricky, I'm moving in with you. I'll just sleep on your couch. You don't need to move your apartment or anything like that. I'll just live on the couch. I'm a great roommate, by the way. I've been commended by every one of my roommates, and I've had a bunch that I'm the best roommate to have.
Except when he doesn't want you to have more cats.
I'm even the best roommate in the house that I live in now. And there's only two of us.
You're the most annoying roommate in the house.
How so?
Because you're like, this isn't clean. Did you clean this? There's water on the counter.
Yes. All of those are true.
When you were at, what bachelor party were you at? In Nashville, I was talking to your mom and she was like, enjoy your time without having him cleaning after you and enjoy your time getting to keep dishes in the sink. And I was like, thank you.
You know what? That's ridiculous because as I'm here visiting my parents before we go to Spain, I'm in Ridgewood, New Jersey, and I've been cleaning up after everybody, and my mom has appreciated it very much.
Yeah, but like it's appreciative except when it's like every day and you're neurotic.
Yeah, well, maybe you should clean up after yourself. I think that's how this problem is solved. The person doing the cleaning is not the problem.
Your brother Michael's in here and he says Caroline is the best roommate. Let's be real.
No, Caroline stinks.
Caroline is the best. She's super chill.
No, Max is the best cat out of all of them.
Reb Ash said, I know it's already been turned down, but Florida would be lucky to have y'all.
I don't know. Florida too.
Is there like a part of Florida where like COVID isn't raging and people aren't crazy?
I mean, the crazy people are everywhere. But I think by the time we move, we can hopefully stop worrying about COVID. Let's see. What's going on?
We should do a vote. Well, everyone's going to vote in New Jersey. So we'd have to take New Jersey off the table.
Oh, yeah. My brother Michael, who is the big event 64, is literally doing work upstairs in this house.
I told him to come downstairs and harass you.
No, he's not going to do that.
The Coma Swifty said, that's so mean. Caroline has been ill. You have to be a nice cat, Daddy.
Nope. Caroline stinks. She's the boring cat.
Caroline is my best friend, more than Max, actually. And she likes to get her hair brushed every day. And she loves beauty. And she's a little diva. And we do cute little things together all the time. Oh, we're buffering.
Oh, let's see what the bit rate is. Oh, yeah, it is kind of slowing down on my end here.
What can we do?
Let me check some speeds real quick. Let me be a huge nerd.
I'm checking too. Let us know if it stops buffering.
It's on my end because the little indicator light on OBS is red and normally it's green. So I'm going to take my phone off of Wi-Fi. Maybe that'll help.
It's because Michael, get off Wi-Fi in the house.
Michael can't get off Wi-Fi. He's got to work. Also, this freaking fly in this house has been here for 3 days, and now it's deciding to attack me.
Usually when that happens, that means it's like a dead family member.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, I don't think that's the problem here. All right, apparently it's better now for everybody. It's still red on my end, but I'm not hardwired in because the last two broadcasts I didn't need to be hardwired in. It was all fine. Hold, please.
Tornak said, I enjoy cats, but I hate cat boxes, litter boxes, with the passion of 1,000 suns. That's why I'm looking into the litter robot. I might be getting a litter robot, and it'll scoop itself. We have 3 litter boxes right now. That's not going to be the case forever. The literal router was right there, and he wasn't plugged into it. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
We'll be fine. We got about 15 minutes left, and we'll be good to go.
The router's right there, and you didn't plug into it?
No, because it's plugged into the modem, and there's not an
I'm not
cable
on anymore. They can't see me anymore.
You'll come back in a second. It's just delayed a little bit. As I was going through some screens, you were gone. But you should be back.
How about now?
And I know that the modem is behind me.
I can't believe you did that. Am I back?
You should be back.
Can anybody see me?
You can stand up. It's okay. My brother's crawling on the floor. I wasn't going to unplug the modem.
We should do a family trip with your siblings and my siblings.
That would be interesting.
It would be, actually. Jordy Matthew, I think they made a smaller litter robot. Oh, you can see me now.
I've got my IT specialist here. It's back to green, so we're good.
Yeah, but... Michael, tell him who's the best cat.
She just said, Michael, tell him who's the best cat. Like, I don't know what his answer is going to be. Yeah, you're back on the screen, by the way, Carla Marie. Oh, thank you. Man, it's great having tech support in the house. Oh, no, not that one. Not this one. This is the most thrilling thing we could be doing to end our
No,
month
I
of
have
streams.
lots to talk about.
So then talk about them.
Okay, so I'm going to drop the link in a second. There's a few different places you can do this, but you buy pallets of stuff. I don't know where we would put it or how we would get it like around, but you can get it shipped directly to you. And you buy a pallet and you only know the category. So it could be like electronics, women's clothing, outdoor garden, whatever. And you pay like, say, $250 for stuff that's on the pallet.
Okay.
And you don't know what's in there, but like there's people that do reviews and they're like, I paid $250 for this and I had an item that was $1,200 on there and I sold it on Facebook Marketplace.
And it's all one item?
No, it could be anything. So
but they all have to, but then there's a category. So it's like it could be all hair products.
Yeah, whatever. And like the amount, so I went down a hole of like, okay, I'm not just going to look at this person's feed. I'm going to look more into this. And I started looking more into it. And it's like a lucrative business. Like people are making 12 grand a month off of doing this.
Sounds like a lot of real tedious work too, though.
We're going to do
how
it.
do you sell all of it? What do you sell it on?
OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, basically what we do. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do it when we get back from Spain.
Okay.
We're going to document it. We're going to like YouTube it. We're going to do all of that to like at least get an experience out of it. And then we're going to see what we do because now's the time to do it because there's like kids' toys and stuff on there.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Morgan just said there's someone by my house that does that and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see. They have a complete store in my town with that stuff.
Okay, so I just sent the link, bulk.com, BULQ.
And then Danny B714 said, I bought an Amazon large box and almost everything was broken and returned pieces.
Well, that note to self, don't buy from Amazon. But it makes sense. Like when I return stuff from Amazon that's like open, what do they do with that?
They resell
They
it.
just sell it for bulk, yeah. Mergen, I bought a $650 treadmill for $200.
But what is this through? Like, what is the service that does this?
Bulk.com is the one,
Bulk.com.
BULQ. And it's like a reputable like source. They've got an app. Like they're legit from everything that I see.
Let's see if I can go to bulk.com.
And we could actually put it on our business card if we're going to do video about it. And I don't know where we put the money though.
I mean, it would go to the business then.
No, I'm keeping it.
Oh, hold on. You went away again. You're going to come back. For anyone who's saying that doesn't see Carla Marie, just know she's going to be back in a second. By the way, and I do like, I would actually try it for a month. I would do it for a month when we get back. So like the month of October, maybe we try it out into November. But I need to move on from that Carla Marie to something else. And that is my mom just came in here with a special delivery.
Sounds like seashells. There's not enough Taylor ham on that. Where's that from?
Got ourselves a Taylor ham, egg and cheese, plain bagel with just salt and pepper. I don't do ketchup because ketchup is for lunatics.
Okay, that Taylor ham to egg ratio is not approved by me.
It's a little thin, but I'm actually okay with it. I don't like when it's too thick.
No, it's got to be like 6 slices of Taylor ham. How many are there?
I feel let's see. One, it looks like 4 slices.
Yep, I knew it.
Looks like 4 slices of Taylor ham, but
Not
I
approved.
will say I don't like when they go like overboard on the Taylor ham because at some point it's just too much and it like ruins the sandwich. I feel like I should do like an ASMR video just eating Taylor ham.
Allison said, drooling, I'm due with my second kid on Sunday and I would die for that.
It's good stuff. And if you're in New Jersey, I'm sure there's one within 3 miles of your home.
Yep. We ordered sushi for lunch, apparently. I had a text in my order.
And the question, what is Taylor ham? It's a great question. Taylor ham, the generic name is pork roll, but real people just call it Taylor ham, which is the name brand of like the biggest pork roll company.
Yeah.
I would say it's the most similar to like Canadian bacon.
But better.
But it's round, it's processed meat. It's probably terrible for you, but it's delicious. And in New Jersey and some places in New York, they make fantastic Taylor ham, egg, and cheese sandwiches on bagels.
I just dropped a link to where you can directly order it from. We've ordered it from there in Seattle. I know Lee in Tacoma actually ordered a bunch once and made it herself because she wanted to test it out after we tried it and she loved it. So
it's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's very, very good. Yeah, the most delicious things will kill you, says Sweet Carol, which is a very good point. Let me take a bite into this Taylor ham and make everyone jealous.
Sweet Caro, is your name Caroline, like my cat? And do you get confused every time I say Caroline? I have another thing to discuss.
Go for it.
Okay. My flight from Seattle to New Jersey on Tuesday was full of the most obnoxious people I have ever witnessed. Caroline's vet is calling me.
Okay.
Should I answer that?
I mean, can they wait 7 minutes? Can you call them back?
Well, it's not like she's there.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah. Okay.
They're probably just doing a checkup to make sure they know how Caroline feels.
I didn't wear headphones the whole plane ride.
Why?
I don't know. I was just working, and when I'm working and typing and doing things, like sometimes I don't like to be distracted. I can't focus on two things at once. We know this clearly. So I got to hear everything around me. So the woman I was at the end, the woman in the row next to me kept spraying was it Bianca in her mouth?
Bianca.
Bianca. So she would pull down her mask and be like, shh, and put her mask back on. And I was like, probably because she can smell her breath and knew it was terrible. And I was like, okay, that's an annoying sound. The man next to her was just playing videos off his phone the whole time, sound on, and was live streaming the flight as we were taking off on his Facebook and everything for his Facebook people.
Honestly, he
was about 70.
At that point, that is and maybe the live stream, because it's hard to tell if people are doing that, but if he's playing music or sounds from his phone, that is the flight crew's responsibility to go up to that guy and be like, dude, we make the announcement every flight. You're not supposed, if you're going to play audio, you need headphones.
I don't know that I think he was pretending that he didn't speak English, honestly, because he would be listening to people as they would say things to him. And then he would try to, it was he was old. I think that was part of the, it was just such a weird situation, because then he was getting off the plane. The flight attendant looked at the other flight attendant and goes, what did he just say? And she's like, I have no idea. It was just bizarre. Okay. Then the people in the row in front of them, there was a guy who was just sucking his own snot the whole time. He just kept going, and I'm like, oh my God.
That's tough.
Then there was someone who kept swirling the ice in their cup.
Those are my least favorite people. Out of all the people you just listed, those are my least favorite people.
I got your least favorite coming up. But who was just doing that? You're just sitting there on an airplane. Maybe you can't hear it because your headphones are in. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
what's the person you think I'm going to hate more than that?
It was me, a middle seat, and the man in the row next to me, and the window. And he is slurping on a food item that sounded like a plum. And I just hear and I'm I was bugging out. I was literally I was laughing in my mask, because I'm this is so bad. And I'm I need to see what this man is eating. And you can't it's obvious if someone
at that point you just stare. If you're going to make that much noise, people are going to stare at you.
Do you know what this man was eating?
I don't.
Like that. An avocado. He was slurping on an avocado.
How do you even do that?
I don't know. I knew your brother Michael would die because he hates people eat.
But I'm just wondering, is he peeling it?
I don't know how he cut it. He literally had the whole thing, and he's like.
So it was like a fully peeled avocado? All green on the outside?
Half. And he had because then he rolled up the skin and I don't know if he packed it cut.
That is gross. And this is the problem.
I was floored.
I don't care how much you like avocado. I don't care that you normally swirl your glass of ice around at home or at bars. I'm tired of people not understanding that when you're on a plane, you can't do all of the things that you normally do outside of the plane. At some point, you've got to think, I'm on a plane. There are people very close to me. It's a tense situation to begin with. Let me be a normal, calm, quiet human.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that's so hard for people, though. People literally forgot how to act in public after a year and a half of being quarantined.
Just completely forgot. They just don't know how to do things. Talking on their phones, super loud on the airplane. I was beside myself. And I kept wanting to tweet about it. And I'm no, I'm saving this. Also, what if this man next to me follows me on Twitter and sees me talking?
And this is where, of course, we don't want to make people feel bad about themselves or anything like that. But at some point, if you're going to do something so obnoxious or rude or inconsiderate, I don't feel bad if someone, whether it's me or someone else, calls you out and makes you feel a little self-conscious about that thing, because there is a level of self-consciousness that is appropriate to say, you know what, this might be weird for the people around me, even though it's normal in my normal situation. It is okay to feel weird about those things.
Fred said for weird people like that, that is their normal.
That's true, but
they don't know it's weird.
But it's okay for someone to point that out too. I think it's okay for someone to say, hey man, can you stop making that noise? Because it's unbelievably irritating for everyone around you.
I was like, do I look at it? I didn't know what to do.
Oh, look, I've gotten to a point now where if people are doing weird things, I'll stare. I don't care anymore.
The guy who was playing the audio, I was like,
yeah.
I kept doing that.
Yeah.
But your brother Michael brings up something, a few people brought this up, that I can go either way on.
Okay.
Taking your shoes off on an airplane.
If you showered that morning and you're like clean and you don't have stinky feet, I'm okay with it.
Okay, bare feet. If you're not wearing socks, never.
Yeah.
I can agree that taking your shoes off on an airplane is weird. However, my feet swell so much when I fly that my shoes become painful. What I did on this flight was I just unlaced them completely and made them super loose. But it's to the point where like I'm in pain, actual pain.
Mm-hmm.
Like I might as well be 9 months pregnant at that point. That's how swollen my feet get.
I'm okay with socks on feet, but if you've got bare feet, those things better stay in your shoes.
And you don't put them on anyone's seat or anything. You keep them on the floor.
Yeah. I agree with that. And again, is it my preference to see people without their shoes on a plane? No, but I understand, especially like we're going to be on a flight for 7 hours.
7 hours.
I can see it.
Overnight.
Yeah. But if you're on a flight from Seattle to LA, keep your damn shoes on. If you can't keep your shoes on for 2 hours and 10 minutes, you've got a problem.
Yeah. I'll put mine like in my backpack.
So, and I think we also have to consider that. What is the flight time? Anything under 4 hours, you're expected to be a normal human.
That's fair.
I think that is a fair cutoff. 4 hours, you have to be a normal human. Then from 4 to 7, there are some things that we can agree on. Like, hey, we're all going a little stir crazy. Once 7 hits, you just got to be prepared for craziness.
It's funny how torn people are right now in the chat about shoes on or off.
Let's see.
I'm just shocked at how polarizing it is, because I thought everyone's going to say shoes on, but there are a lot of people that are like, no, it's fine. You can take your shoes off. Just keep them in your own space.
But again, this is one of the problems with people not being aware, being self-aware. There are going to be some people with some stinky ass feet who take their shoes off. Those people should not be taking their shoes off. But if you showered and you've got clean socks and clean sneakers, and you're good to go.
Like not Tacoma 50. Heather brings up a good point. Like on longer flights, she wears like slip shoes, like say Adidas sandals. Mm-hmm. So what's the difference between wearing a strap or no socks?
I guess at that point, it doesn't really matter because you're not like containing anything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess if it's a longer flight. Or if I wear
flip-flops with no socks on an airplane.
I actually hate that.
You're not supposed to. So number one rule of flying that they teach you, I believe, in the Air Force for safety, anytime on a commercial airline, you're supposed to have on sneakers, like that tie, like full-blown sneakers in case of an emergency landing.
Oh, so like if you have to get off the plane real quick, you can like run out? That makes sense.
Yeah, or if you like land in a jungle.
I just think there's like slides, like flip-flops, slides, whatever, anything that's open-toed, I just can't. I don't know why you would want to wear that on a plane.
Don't your toes get cold?
That's also true. I feel like your feet would get a little cold. Yeah. Also, I was reading a review. This is how nerdy I am. Yesterday, I read a review of the plane that we are going to be on, flying from the U.S. to Brussels, which is the first leg of our trip. It is the Boeing 787-10. It's their Boeing Dreamliner. And I read a whole review about it. And one of the things that the guy was reviewing was just the temperature and the rating how comfortable the flight was. And he said that apparently flights leaving America or domestic flights in America are significantly colder than flights in Europe or Asia.
Why?
Just culturally, I don't know. We keep flights colder in America, which is kind of crazy. And the reason
Because our cholesterol is so high that we're always hot.
Maybe. Because you brought up the fact that I guess on normal flights, and I don't know if this is going to happen during COVID, you get a little like amenities kit. And one of the things they give you is a blanket.
We get a blanket?
Apparently. And you get a blanket, a toothbrush, what else? A blanket, a toothbrush, toothpaste, I'm assuming, hand sanitizer, hand moisturizer, lip balm, and some other things. Look pretty cool, though. International flights, and there's free alcohol the whole time.
If I have CBD, can I drink alcohol?
Probably.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say what Dana said. Slip-on shoes became convenient for a lot of people once you had to start taking them off for security. I think there was a big change then. And I forget who else said it, but they have to wear flip-flops because their feet swell so much when they fly. And
that's kind of what you were saying.
It's crazy. I look like I have a different foot.
Or maybe, and this is a serious question, maybe your shoes are too small. Like your actual sneakers are too tight.
They're too big.
That's crazy. Any concerns with the volcano? So the volcano is on an island that we are not going to be staying on. There's a volcano that's currently erupting in Spain. It's not terribly far from where we are.
No.
But I think, like, for people in Seattle, this will make a lot of sense. I think it's further than the distance from Seattle to Mount Rainier than it is. No, that's all I have to say. It's further than that distance. So I think we're going to be pretty safe. There might be some ash and smoke.
Someone messaged me and said, look up the gas issues because the gas is in the air. And now they're telling people to stay inside. So probably
I guess we'll figure it out. We figured out COVID. We got vaccinated and then the volcano had to explode. I would like to see it, though. If we can get close enough to actually see a volcano erupting, I'd love to see that.
I would love to take a piece of lava home.
You'd have to wait, I think, a little bit.
How long does it take to cool?
I don't know. That's a great question.
I want to touch it so bad. Not with my hands. I want to stir it.
Stir the lava? With what?
That's a whole new... Instead of saying stir the pot from now on, and be like, you like to stir the lava, don't you? Way more dangerous.
A little spicy there. All right, what else do we have in the... Ooh, do they have a Rate My Pilot review? That'd be amazing. No, but the review that I was on was the Points guy, who we've met, actually.
What?
Yeah, we met the Points guy.
When?
On Norwegian. Do you remember? Okay, so he's been on 2 different Norwegian cruise lines that we've been on, cruise ships that we've been on, because we were on the inaugural sailing for 2 of them.
Well, I love the Points guy. Did you meet him when you were not with me?
No, do you remember the one time that I specifically remember actually hanging out with him a little bit was on one of the Norwegian flights. Our friends Hanson and Lauren were with us, and there was like a cocktail making class.
Yes.
He was sitting right next to me. He had a jersey that literally said the Points guy on the back. It was a basketball jersey.
No. I
Yeah.
don't remember this. The Points guy.
The Points guy. He was on both cruise ships with us when we did the inaugural sailing. So we did the one from Vancouver to California, and then we also did one in Miami that went into the Caribbean and came back. And he was on both of those cruise ships. I had no idea who he was before I saw his jersey that said the Points guy. But apparently he's like a really big deal in the travel world. He's like the guy, the Points guy.
Yeah.
But he did have, and it was funny because I remember seeing his basketball jersey that said the Points guy on the back, and I was like, that's kind of lame. And then I thought to myself, well, I have a baseball jersey that says Worst Anthony. So it's really not any different.
Yeah.
Oh, I did hear there's a guy from The Bachelor who's going to be flying commercially soon. Peter?
Pilot Pete.
Pilot Pete. Oh, that's what they call him, is Pilot Pete?
Yeah, I think he's a Delta pilot.
But so the Points guy is the review that I was reading about our plane. And the interesting thing is he wrote the review. He traveled, I want to say, to France, but he was basically in our seat. He was in our row that we're going to be sitting in.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, because he actually does a really unbelievably detailed job of rating everything from the ground experience to getting on the plane to before you take off to the takeoff process. Like everything, every single step is broken down, and it's all categorized and rated. I've never read one of his reviews until this article from yesterday, but it's really, really good.
Oh, I look at the Plank Sky for everything. Apparently, Pilot Pete is now going to be flying for United. Thank you, Court.
Cool. Good for him.
So I'll be on the lookout.
A former coworker, actually a former boss, who is in the program with Alaska and Horizon. So he's currently like gathering his hours, and then he'll be a Horizon employee for a Horizon pilot first, doing a lot of their regional stuff. And then he will eventually be upgraded or promoted or whatever to a full-time Alaska Airlines pilot. And he's like
it's gonna be so
loving
cool.
life. It's really cool to see. We have, and this is actually a good thing to leave on for the next week, since we're not going to see anyone. We have 2 former bosses who went through a lot of the same drama and BS that we went through in Seattle. A lot of the uncertainty, a lot of the gaslighting, all of those things, mistreatment in general, who both voluntarily left radio. One of them got let go, then brought back, and then decided it wasn't for him anymore. He's the one who's now going to be a pilot. Then we have another former boss who was employed and decided this wasn't the path he wanted to be on anymore. And he went into the computer programming world. And seeing how happy both of them are, and they both took pay cuts originally. And one of them had a family, so I'm sure taking that pay cut was a bigger decision for him. But both of them took pay cuts originally to leave. But what they gained as their trade-off for the salary was their sense of self back.
Yep.
Their happiness back. Their time away from work was returned to them so they could enjoy the hours that they weren't working instead of getting emails and texts and stuff from crazy managers. And I look at both of them as, like, this is going to sound corny, but like beacons of hope almost, because both of them were very involved in radio. It's not like they were only in it for a couple of years and decided it wasn't for them. That was their life's work until that point.
Yeah.
And to see how happy and motivated and well they're both doing, leaving what they thought was going to be their lifetime career to find something new, both in their 30s. It was really encouraging to see all of that. And I think that's a great message that everyone needs to understand, is you can leave. You're never stuck. And yes, sometimes you might have to take a pay cut, go to school, whatever. You can rewrite your story whenever you want.
You can have 10 careers, full careers in your lifetime. We work for a very long time. But this gives me hope for our palate clearing industry. What are we going to call our little company? Palate clearers.
What?
No, people are going to think we're like palate cleansers.
Okay, well, we're not ginger.
Okay.
Isn't that what people eat ginger for when they eat sushi? Is like to cleanse the palate?
Ginger and sorbet.
Oh.
Okay. I'm going to put together a full, like, how we're going to do this thing.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
You guys going to buy our stuff? Just in time for the holidays.
I mean, if it makes sense for them to buy it, I'm sure they will. I don't want anyone buying things just for the sake of buying them for no reason.
What if we get a cat one and there's like amazing cat stuff?
Let's see. Steph said, Steph in Vermont, I think it is. I straight up quit my job for my mental health, and it was the best decision ever.
Megan, I'm seeing random messages. It looks like Kelsey left her job, started a side hustle. I'm like getting random messages that I'm seeing in here, and I'm trying to put the pieces together. So we're going to need more information.
Oh, that's, you know what? Audrey, the only G, brings up a good point, Carla Marie. We can't do this palette thing if we're also going to be doing merch.
Here's the thing. Merch will be front business. Palette will be the secret business on like Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp. We don't have to advertise. And just because you buy a You Look Great shirt doesn't mean you're not going to buy a vacuum for your aunt for Christmas.
Yeah, but I don't want to be like slanging too many things, you know? I don't want to flood the market.
I know, but we're going to make a new Instagram for our palette company. It's going to be called Clean Your Palette.
The Palette Busters. Palette Pals?
Palette Pals.
Okay, and on that note, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us throughout the whole month. Thank you for getting us to, where are we? 700 and, let me check the last update.
Heather said my husband left his job for mental health as well. That's awesome. I need 4 cats for mental health, so.
No, you don't. But we got to our monthly goal of 750 sub points. So thank you very much for allowing us to do that. We will be back Monday, October 4th. We'll both be in the same place again. We'll be in Seattle. And until then, you've got a bunch of My Day Fridays to catch up on. And if you haven't watched any of these shows live on Twitch, you can check them out if you've got a subscription on our Twitch channel. And if you don't, youtube.com/Carla Marie Anthony Show.
Are we doing a My Day Friday this week?
We'll figure that out later. It'll be a surprise drop if we do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Peace out, Cub Scouts. Love you. You look great. See you
Peace
soon.
out.